What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. Also, you know I'm a Weeble preferred to votes, or at least about 650 of you do, because you used my link. You got 2 free shares for depositing any amount of money. It's a great deal. Definitely take advantage of it. Mentioned on my community tab. You know, because of how successful you guys have made my channel, looking at retiring under 40 years old within the next year or two, wanted to get back into baseball, got myself some season tickets to the Orioles, and obviously with that comes baseball cards, right? Like, who doesn't want to collect baseball cards again? I really don't want to collect cards. They've gotten out of control, but doing some through the mail autographs. Wanted to share with you guys how I'm doing it. There's a lot of videos out on this. But fun fact, in racing, when I was in NASCAR working with some teams, I actually did the through the mail autographs for one of our drivers. So, a little bit of background info here. What I like to do, though, get the number 10 envelopes, get the number 6 3/4, get some index cards. If you've got a lot of money, right, you can go to the post office and get these little pre-stamped envelopes. They're really nice. But you can also use those number 10s with a stamp. Get yourself some nice friggin' pens. This is on sale for $20 at Staples. I picked 2 of them up because they're just Sharpie pens, man. They're absolutely great. Don't go to the dollar store. Get the ones with the 1/4 ink in them. They dry out. They're not good. And then what you're going to want to do is something like this. All right, so I use these autograph cards that you see on the left. You can go buy them. They're not that cheap, just be warned. But if you lose them, you're not out a lot. Get your card, whether it's an autograph card or somebody you might have heard of, this Barry Bonds fella. And then what I like to do is use 2 index cards here, and I'll show you why, and construct a little letter. Looks like you're writing a lot when you're on an index card, but you really aren't. Dear coach or player, a little bit about yourself. My name is Ryan. I love baseball. Followed you your whole career. You were my favorite player. A little bit about them. Always followed you across all the teams. Really remember that one historic feat you had. The ask. Can you please sign my card for me? Trying to add to my collection would mean a lot. I pulled this card in 1986, fresh from a pack. Let them know you appreciate them. Give them your best. And I always put, if you have time, favorite ballpark, any pregame superstitions, just a question or 2. Then you're going to sandwich your card in between those postcards. Little pro tip here. You can actually write on the top flap of that. Don't seal the envelope. They're going to get these when they open it. Use this to send it back to you. But you can write a little thank you there. Little nice touch that they'll see. And then go ahead, take that number 6 envelope with your 2 cards, your card to be signed, put it down in your big envelope. You can go get addresses from a number of places. You can pay for some places. You can get them for free. You can look up other TTM channels on YouTube. You can use these players and addresses, but get yourself some addresses. Remember how to fill out a letter if you haven't in a long time. Send them out, and then all you have to do is wait, okay? So I got my first 2 back. I sent these on the 7th and the 8th. I got them back today. The first return was going to be from Mr. Larry Boa, longtime Phillies manager, and then also from Ron Nakai. Ron Nakai, as you can see, May 13th, 1952, had a 27 strikeout, no-hit, no-run game. Probably the only perfect game, if you will, that will ever be pitched. It did happen in the minor leagues, but Ron Nakai is a really cool story about a guy that really wasn't even a pitcher, but in the 50s was sent down from the Pirates, had some stomach issues that, because they didn't really have modern medicine then, couldn't evaluate properly. So I believe they were treating him with milk, cottage cheese, and I believe charcoal tablets. And during this game, he was actually having milk and charcoal tablets brought to him on the mound to deal with his ulcers. So in today's modern era baseball, you don't see pitchers go this long. And whether it's minor league, professional football, professional baseball, at any level, I've always respected. This guy did a feat that may never happen again. So in closing this out, that's kind of another portion of this, right? Be mindful when you're sending these things out. As I mentioned earlier, you may never see these things again when you send them. Unfortunately, things do get lost in the mail. Players do pass during these times. Also, be honest. There's an infamous story where a guy wrote a letter about his son being sick or him being sick. and the team actually reached out to them and he had to come clean and say, well, I really wasn't sick. If you're on hard times, let them know if you feel so inclined, but be genuine, be honest. And then also don't expect that you're going to get Fernando Tatis Jr., Tom Brady, Peyton Manning in a week and a half. It's not going to happen. It's going to take time. But I will also say, try to include things like I have that allow the player to personalize something to you. Right? I'm in a position in my life, I think most people are probably in a position where if they really want to purchase something, they can find a way to do that. Any player I'm going to be mailing something to, I could easily just go buy an autograph from. Larry Bowa's signature doesn't have a whole lot of value. But to me, it does because I saw a lot of Larry Bowa's teams growing up. I went to a lot of games where Larry Bowa was the manager. So it means more to me sentimentally than it does financially. So be cognizant when you're sending these things to let these players know, because I've heard a lot of people talk about, and I've seen it firsthand back with the drivers I worked with. These players love to sign autographs. That's why their addresses are openly available on the internet. They love to go back over memories. They love to know that in a case like Ron, over 50 years later, his accomplishment is still being remembered, and he gets to relive those moments every time he signs a card. So it's something fun for you, and it's something great for the player, and it gives you an opportunity to build a pretty cool collection. So with that said, you guys know I appreciate you checking out this video, and hopefully if you see this, it means I will be back tomorrow morning with kind of a different video than I've ever done. But then also, just because now I kind of have to say it, in the week with more commentary.